let's begin sitting in a comfortable position. Take a moment to be aware of your breath and allow the breath to simply flow. With each breath, begin to deepen the breath so you gradually work towards your deepest possible breath, expanding the lungs with the inhale and letting go and lightly contracting the abdomen with the exhale. Continue this full, deep breathing as you practice. And notice if you ever lose the breath while practicing, you can take this as an indication that it's time to rest or modify. Focus on your breath and your pace primarily as you practice. In a comfortable seat with the spine long, feel a lift of the chest and slightly tuck the chin into the chest to stretch the neck. Roll the neck gently side to side in a half moon motion as you continue to sit tall. After a few rounds, come back to the neutral position and re-extend the spine from the base up. From your seated position, transition onto the hands and knees with a slightly long position, the shoulders above the wrists and the knees behind the hips, and a neutral spine. With your exhale, round the back, lift the abdominals and tuck the chin. With the inhale, lengthen the spine to a neutral position with a slight opening of the chest and a lift out of the shoulders. Continue this spinal roll several more rounds to gradually awaken the body. Move with the pace of the breath and aim to have the breath and the movement fluid. Sit back gradually in child's pose when you're complete, with the hips to heels, the chest to thighs, and the forehead resting to the ground, or folded arms if your neck needs support. When you've spent a few breaths here, we'll come back onto the hands and knees and take 5 rounds of gentle bows. Keep the elbows close to the sides and lower slightly with the exhale. With the inhale, lift and use your core as well as your arms, and continue approximately 5 rounds or until you feel complete. Eventually, taking your release to child. From child's pose, come back onto the hands and knees, tuck under the toes, and then push into downward facing dog pose, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You may need the heels lifted and even a slight bend in the knees if the legs feel tight. Ideally, we lift out of the shoulders with great length in the arms and length of the spine. Have the lumbar long and the tailbone tall. Originally in yoga, this posture was referred to as mountain pose. So you want to be really tall through the sitting bones and the tailbone, as if you were lifting and emulating the world's highest mountain peak. After 3 to 5 breaths, walk slowly to the top of the mat and come into a half lift, holding the upper shins, and perhaps bend the knees if you need. Fold more deeply over the legs and let the spine, neck, and head relax. Bend your knees, straighten your spine, and bring your hands to your hips and rise up into a straight back lift. At the top of the lift, lengthen the legs, release the arms, and inhale, upward salute, arms to sky, hands connect overhead. Exhale, relax your arms down and alongside the body. Inhale, lift the arms back over the head. And exhale, relax your arms. One more time. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, standing pose. Inhale, lift the arms halfway with the elbows slightly bent. And begin to twist to the right while squaring the hips. Then to the left, and repeat this a few more times as a flow, focusing primarily on stretching the torso and not the legs or the hips. When complete, relax the arms alongside the body after doing equal rounds side to side. Inhale, lift the arms overhead and hold the right wrist as you stretch to the left laterally, keeping the core in towards the spine. Come back to center and repeat this as a flow, several rounds, side to side. When you complete the last side, come back to center with the arms lifted, and then exhale, relax the arms with the hands alongside the hips, completing the gentle warm-up. Now we're ready for a gentle sun salutation. Inhale, upward salute, arms to sky. Exhale, forward bend, Uttanasana. Consider bending the knees if you need. Step the right leg back to a runner's pose and lengthen the spine, having the left knee in line with the ankle. From a runner's pose, glide back to downward facing dog pose, lifting the hips high. Inhale, come onto the hands and knees and take an 8-part bow to face down. Inhale, gentle cobra, lifting without using the arm strength. Exhale, lower, and repeat 2 more times. Breathe to expand, and exhale to relax. When ready, you can lift to Cobra, applying the arm strength and taking a couple breaths here with the shoulders rolling back, only lifting as high as comfortable. Exhale, lower to neutral, and then lift back to hands and knees and press into downward dog pose with a lift in the core to support your back. Right leg forward, runner's pose, step smoothly to strengthen. And then from runner, glide into Uttanasana and relax. Put a deep bend in the knees and roll up to standing, and inhale, upward salute. Exhale, fold back over the legs, Uttanasana, and step left leg back, runner's pose, lengthening the spine, and then keeping that length of the spine as you glide to downward dog pose. Transition to hands and knees. Take 8-part bow. Inhale, gentle cobra. Exhale, lower. And repeat 2 more rounds. Inhale, full cobra, using the arm strength, but keeping the elbows slightly bent. Try and stretch evenly through the spine. Exhale, lower, and then lift to hands and knees and glide back to downward dog. Left side, runner's pose, lifting the knee deep into the chest to step lightly. Exhale, Uttanasana. Glide both feet together and relax in the forward bend. Take an extra breath here, and then bend the knees and roll up to standing, and inhale, upward salute. Exhale, bring the hands to heart, completing gentle sun salutation, pausing here and observing sensations throughout the body, reconnecting with your breath. When ready, bend the knees, put pressure into the heels, and take chair pose, initially keeping the hands in prayer. If your back is sore, stay like this. Otherwise, begin to extend the arms and consider sitting deeper if that feels okay on your knees. Have the feet parallel and a steady gaze. Lift up halfway and sit back down, and repeat that a few more times, where you gradually lift to increase the leg strength, and you slowly sit back down to maintain the depth of the experience. When complete, sit deep, and then fold over the legs and relax the neck and head, Uttanasana. Walk or lightly hop back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, and stay here for several deep breaths, lifting the hips high. When ready, come onto the hands and knees, and now turn sideways to have space for the legs out to side as you walk or hop the feet into Prasarita Padottanasana. Use fingertips or extra height to lengthen the low back and keep the hips in line with the knees and ankles, sustaining here several deep breaths. When ready, bring hands to hips. Draw the core in and rise up, setting up for Trikonasana. Open the right foot and angle the left foot slightly toward the right. Elongate the arms and reach long through the side body as you extend over the right leg for the first side of triangle pose. Have the rib cage parallel and the body in line with the legs, knowing that it's okay to not reach to the floor. In actuality, you can hold any part of the leg and gradually build your ability to reach deeper while maintaining alignment. Take approximately 5 breaths and enjoy. Pressing into the feet, use your core, rise up, and then relax the arms. Adjust the legs and set up for the second side of triangle pose. Extend the arms, extend the side body, reach over the leg, and now sustain, Trikonasana. Have space in the shoulder joints and a long neck. Look up if you can, but feel free to look forward or down if you need, so the neck is very comfortable. Continue to hold the pose at your comfortable level and stay connected with your breath. Pushing into the legs and the feet, rise up and release the pose. Relax your arms, adjust the feet back to neutral, and then open the arms parallel to earth and open the right foot. Take Warrior Two pose, bending the right knee above the ankle. Keep shoulders above the hips and draw into the core to stabilize the low back. Have a steady gaze, and occasionally, if you need, look back to check the firmness of the back leg and the even length of the arms. Release the pose, relax the arms, and begin the second side. Re-extend the arms, open the left foot, and bend the knee above the ankle. Hold here for 3 to 5 long breaths. Make sure the knee and the foot are straight and centered. You should be able to see the big toe beyond the bent knee. Feel the stretch in the hips and enjoy. Relax the arms, release the pose, and come back to neutral. Preparing for right side, warrior pose, open the right foot and re-extend arms. Sit into warrior for about a breath or two, and then rest the right arm to the thigh for side angle pose, keeping warrior alignment in the legs, while you have a triangle length in the side body. Push into the back leg, breathe deep, and enjoy the stretch. Keep spiraling the chest open towards the sky as you hold. Rise back up to Warrior Two, and then relax and set up for the next side. Extend the arms, open the left foot, sit deep into Warrior Two, briefly, and then transition smoothly, side angle pose, and hold 5 long breaths. Have openness in the toes and firm pressure in both feet, while enjoying a slight lift in your arches. Feel that the spine is long and that the core is drawing in to support that alignment as you strengthen, stretch, and breathe. Come back to Warrior Two, and then release the pose and center the feet back to the side of the mat as the arms relax. Hold hands to hips, hinge, and now we'll sustain Prasarita one more time. 5 long breaths. When ready, hands to hips, renew the length of the spine and stand up tall with the core. Heel-toe the feet closer together until you can lightly step completely together to standing. Stand with the feet together and relax your arms. Stand tall and then set up for tree pose, opening the right knee. You could have foot to calf. Otherwise, try and have the heel high up into the thigh and be very firm and balanced on the left foot. Maintain hands to heart, or if you can, arms overhead for the extended tree, keeping the core in for balance. Have a steady gaze and keep breathing. Relax your arms and glide both feet to ground. Take a moment to breathe and feel ready for the next side. Open the left foot and set up for tree pose with either hands to prayer or arms overhead, preferably doing the same variation that you did on the previous side. 5 breaths. If balance is a struggle, you could always hold something or lean on something. Have patience with your practice as it gradually evolves. And smoothly release from the pose. Relax the arms. Take a breath. And then, stretching the right thigh, standing thigh stretch. Try and keep the spine neutral, lightly tucking the tailbone and having the knees fairly together. Have the left arm reaching towards the sky or hold on to something. Breathe deep and enjoy the release of the muscles that we've done a good bit of strengthening on so far. Just taking this time to relax. Holding on to something is not a bad idea if the balance makes you feel stressed. Release the thigh stretch, and then switch legs. Take the second side, gradually go deep with it, and if you can, have the arm extended, or hold on to something. Stay grounded in the feet, be very steady, have a clear gaze, and enjoy the breath, finding the meditation within the challenge. Release the stretch and relax in standing. Next, inhale, upward salute, then exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. If your back feels stiff, you could have wide feet and bent knees. From your forward bend, place the hands slightly forward and walk back to a plank pose. Hold here several deep breaths. Have the shoulders in line with the wrists or a little behind the wrists if the wrists are sore. Take one more breath, or maybe even two. And then put the knees down and lower to face down pose. Have the hands alongside the chest. Lift the chest and the legs for locust pose, and feel a subtle sense of the knees rolling together. Only lift as high as comfortable and breathe deep. Lower down. Release the hands back alongside the hips. And then when ready, second round, locust pose, this time reaching the arms back as you lift the legs and the body. Focus more on the length and let the height naturally evolve as you continue to practice the pose. Exhale, release. And now clasp the hands above the sacrum, have the legs fairly together, and lift just the body as you pull back with the hands and stretch open the chest and shoulders. Take time here, approximately 30 seconds. Lower sooner if you're still building your endurance. Enjoy the practice and have patience with yourself regularly. Deep breath and release. Relax and extend the arms completely overhead. The next pose is Sphinx pose. Glide the elbows back under or slightly in front of the shoulders as you lift. It's like doing a Cobra on the forearms. Have the hands slightly wider than the shoulders if you feel bunched in the chest, and allow the chest to open as you lift, lengthen, and breathe. We'll spend a little extra time in this pose as it's more stable and supported than some of the other back bends. This is an excellent posture to practice if you have slouching habits and or spend a lot of time sitting at a computer desk. This is like the anti-computer asana. Enjoy this time and add less time by resting if you need. Eventually, you can do this on your own and add more time to really help reshape the spine and condition the spine to be well prepared for more advanced back bends. However, of a simple pose, this is one of the best postures to be well prepared for advanced spinal postures. One more deep breath, take time with it, and then glide back to extended face down. Arms overhead, forehead resting to the ground. Bring the hands back alongside the chest. And now let's lift to Cobra and see how that feels. Try and roll the shoulders back and breathe. Lower down and consider having the hands a little higher than the shoulders now. And now lift to Cobra and hold slightly longer. Having the hands more forward makes it easier to work into the mid-spine and prevents you from feeling bunched in the low back and the shoulders. Feel deep opening in the rib cage, even length through the spine, and have a steady gaze, looking slightly up with the eyeballs. Exhale, lower down, and then lift to neutral using the core. Tuck under the toes and press back into downward facing dog pose, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Gradually make your way to child's pose. Release the feet back and have the neck and head completely surrender. Come up to Vrajasana. And if you need to, sit differently so there's comfort on the knees. Either way, sitting tall to prepare for a twist. Lengthen and twist to the right, turning the head or just leaving the neck neutral if you need to as you sustain the stretch. Feel the shoulders open and open on both sides of the chest as part of the stretch. One more long, deep breath. And use your exhale to very smoothly and naturally unwind the spine. Flowing into the next side. Place the hands for leverage. Twist deeply to the left, balancing the sides, and enjoy the stretch. Keep sitting up tall. Feel how the length of the spine greatly assists in not compressing the spine as you twist. Enjoy the breath. Use the breath to feel the stretch more, increasing the intensity in a good way, but also using the exhale to relax, so there's more focus and more calmness to the experience. Unwind from the pose, lean to the side, bring the legs out from underneath, and then scoot up a little bit, bending the knees. Lengthen the spine, and now lift the knees, possibly holding the legs, setting up for Navasana. If you can, extend the legs, or just keep the knees bent, and you can also balance with the arms. Holding here for just a few more breaths. Knees tall, chest tall, strengthening and lengthening. Steady gaze. Release the feet to the ground. Lengthen the legs. Adjust the sitting bones back. And now we'll do a nice, long, slow stretch in Pashimotanasana, reaching forward through the heart. Taking your time and first feeling the lift and the forward motion before eventually you go deeper into the fold. Emphasize the forward motion to merge the belly with the legs, and only then do you start to work the chest and the head further down. It's fine not to touch the toes. You can hold the legs or even use a strap around the feet. Do this pose in a challenging way, but in a good way. Remember to breathe and relax your neck and head, relaxing your physical head and your mental head as well, enjoying the deep inner calm. Gradually rise up from the stretch, bend the knees, scoot forward, and then roll onto the back and take knees to chest. Give yourself a nice gentle hug and knees to chest, and lengthen the back of the neck. Lower the feet to the ground. Have the feet parallel with the heels relatively close to the hips. And inhale, rise halfway up to bridge pose, and breathe. Release from the bridge, and we'll repeat that. This next time, lift all the way up to a full bridge, opening the chest and drawing the chest toward the chin and tucking the shoulders under, keeping the thighs and the feet parallel. If you need to, stay with the modified bridge. Otherwise, get your full expression of the stretch in the spine and enjoy deep heart opening. 2 more full breaths. Expand and take time with the exhale. Release from the pose and gradually come to a very neutral knees to chest. Beginning the finishing sequence, have the feet on the ground with the heels close to the hips, and then open the knees and bring the feet together for Reclined Butterfly. If you have low back pain, try using a blanket or some form of padding under the feet. Otherwise, we'll do a longer hold here and really just take time to relax and enjoy. Breathe deep into your hips and also deep into your back, deep into your chest, deep into the neck and shoulders. Let all your effort, all your tension fade away more and more with each exhale. Enjoy this stretch. You can use cushioning under the head or the hands under the head as a natural cushion. It's also nice to rest the hands on the body or near the body. Choose whatever is most comfortable for you. Let's hold for a few more long breaths, having the exhale very, very smooth, enjoying that duration. Lift the knees, bring the knees to the chest, and give yourself a nice, well-deserved hug. Keep the right knee to chest. Elongate the left leg to the ground, and then weave the fingers behind the hamstring connector close to the hip and extend the right leg to the sky and flex the toes. Right heel lifts, toes draw down with space between them, and we'll take some time here. It's not so much of a deep leg stretch, but a nice release for the low back as you gently push the leg into the hands and pull back on the hands against the leg to traction the lumbar. One more breath. Lower very smooth. And then bring the left knee into chest. Weave the fingers behind the hamstring connector. And take this time to stretch the legs, low back, and ultimately nourish and restore the body and the internal organs. With your exhale, let the leg release all the way down. Then bend the knees. Open the knees and have the feet together for a second round of Reclined Butterfly. Bring the knees up and hug the knees back into the chest. Lower the feet to the ground. have the left leg bend. Extend the right leg, and this time lift the right leg and hold the big toe if you can, or just hold the calf or use a strap on the foot. Extend the left leg, unless that's too much of a stretch, and then do a sit-up for a few breaths, strengthening as you lengthen the torso and the leg muscles. Maintain the leg stretch. Going deeper into the muscles now, lay back down. Stretch as deep as you can while still being able to breathe and enjoy. Release the right leg all the way down. Bend the right leg. Lift the left leg. Take a hold of the foot or the leg, and optionally extend the opposite leg as you take a sit-up to strengthen and stretch. Work your strength effectively but not excessively. Lay back down and deepen into the legs, elongating the bottom leg as well as the top leg, engaging through the feet and enjoying the stretch. Release both legs to the ground for a little mini Savasana, just taking 2 or 3 breaths here, observing sensations side to side in the body. Next, have the legs together and bend the knees. If you have a block, place a block under the wide wing bones of the hips, or just a large book or some pillows would work just fine. Knees lift and then extend the legs vertical and point the ankles while opening the toes. We'll try and hold here for about a minute, but if you need to come down sooner, that's fine. This is a great posture to reverse the blood flow and create a nourishing inversion. But it's also a posture that requires a certain amount of strength to hold. So have patience as you build your endurance and enjoy the experience. Pointing the feet allows the hamstrings to lengthen more effortlessly. However, if your hamstrings are quite flexible but your Achilles is tight, you could take the option to flex the feet and stretch the Achilles. Depends on what your individual body needs. Work on what you need to turn your weakness into strengths, and keep breathing. Very good. That was a solid minute there. So go ahead and slowly bend the knees down, remove any props if you use them, and come back to knees to chest. Take the right ankle to the left thigh for cradle pose and hold the left hamstring or the shin as you work the right knee away from the body. You can flex the right foot and keep the ankle in line with the leg. Keep the neck and head relaxed and the shoulders on the ground. Enjoy this release. We're releasing the largest muscle in the body with this pose. Switch sides, cradle pose, and take your time. Once you've come into the second side, notice how you feel. Sometimes one hip is tighter, so in your own home practice you can modify and do 2 rounds on the tight side if you need, or just a longer hold. If the flexibility is equal, then the amount of time you hold is equal. Remember the alignments of the ankles and knees to keep the knees safe and prioritize the opening of the hip. And enjoy how this posture is really nice for not just the muscles but the low back as well. This is an excellent daily posture for all types of people, active and non-active. When you feel even, come back to knees to chest. And then support either a wide knees to chest or a happy baby pose with the ankles above the knees and the knees widening. It's natural for the hips to come off the ground a little bit. That's fine. But do your best to ground the hips as well as the shoulder blades in the back of the neck. Flow back to knees to chest. And now open the arms with the wrists a little lower than the shoulders. Twist the legs to the left, upper body twisting to the right, and use your left hand on your right thigh while keeping the right shoulder blade grounded. Exhale, unwind, come back to knees to chest, and then when ready, take the other side and feel that the spine is long as you twist. Avoid twisting the neck if you need to, otherwise look in the opposite direction of the legs. Have the legs and feet relaxed. Enjoy the stretch in the hips as well as the spine. And breathe very deep and very slow. When both sides are complete, take one more knees to chest. Hug in, tuck your chin. Feel gratitude for your practice. And then release it all and rest in Savasana. You can pad under the knees for your back. You could cover with the blanket to insulate, or just feel a layer between you and the outer world. This is a time for your inner journey, so let go of all effort in the body. Let go of all effort in the breath. Feel relaxation in the fingers and toes and all the space in between. Relax the muscles of your face. The eyes are softly closed, and you relax the throat and the jaw as well. Spend as much time here as you can. The sequence allows for approximately 7 minutes, but you could always take more time if you like. This is your time to restore and heal body, mind, and spirit. So enjoy this time and go as deep as you can into the relaxation as you allow yourself to experience the full benefit of yoga. When ready, begin to deepen the breath. Bring subtle movement back to the body, and slowly make your way to knees to chest. From knees to chest, extend one arm overhead. Roll to that side and gradually lift to a comfortable seated posture. Concluding today's practice. Thank you so much for joining us. Namaste.